The blue dragon led the way with scales that gleamed as bright as day. With treasure foretold and dreams of gold, we'll follow the dragon come what may.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the same episode.
Pointless ramblings about that thing that we did.
Back in the summer.
Yep.
Yeah, so Wednesday night ended. We had some drinks, met some people. Fun times were had by most, if not all. Went to bed, woke up, and we're like, we're going to have a nice, friendly sportsmanship fight with Shadow. So we strapped on our armor, and we waited.
Yep. It turns out that early morning is a very peaceful time at Drachenfest because most people either only just went to bed or are still sleeping off the effects of the night before. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the friendly bout we were supposed to have never materialized, so we kind of just sat around camp most of the morning.
Yep, until we...
Sat around the field.
Oh yeah, some of us did go up to the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah, underneath
We were
the
up
trees.
in the field, yeah.
It's kind of nice.
It was pretty nice. And then we left because nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And then we went to
The bazaar.
the bazaar, looked around, found out there was some
Did our
guild
classes.
training.
Yep.
I think they were doing some like theatrical hand-to-hand combat training, and then after that they said there was going to be shieldbreaker training, which I signed up for, and Connor I didn't sign up
knockdown.
for.
Yep. Oh, yeah, then
And then knockdown was after the shieldbreaker training.
Yep.
this was all at the Fighters
Did
Guild.
you go to that too?
I did go to
Okay.
that.
Yeah, there were other guilds, other classes, but those were the only ones that we partook of.
Well, we weren't mages, we weren't alchemists, and we weren't surgeons, so...
We were just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
We were just a bunch of dudes in armor. Well, sort of armor.
that was actually a good chunk of the morning, actually. That was a few hours for all
Yep.
of us to get through our classes. So.
And just kind of waiting for our classes to start and wandering around the bazaar, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because like that's when that gnome got on the loose. Like that
the red cap gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there's like because in the bazaar there's different like posted news boards, and they're like beware like malicious gnome at large. And so the brass brigade, the guardsmen of the bazaar, were like looking for this gnome who was causing a bunch of mischief, and like they were looking for him and trying to catch him. But by the time your class is finished and Dorian Fenn's class began, they caught the gnome and they had him there in the little stockade cage.
Yep.
And they were like trying to interrogate. It was just like a little garden gnome statue, but it was hilarious, the role play they were doing with it, and it really made standing in line waiting to sign up for classes well worth it. So we're standing there and then like just waiting for our shield class, the knockdown class, to happen, and like this troop of orcs just roll up, and we're like, oh, okay, hi. And then we're like, we're trying to not make eye contact, but also like be friendly and not get eaten, so that was really cool. So we took classes with them, and that was most of the morning.
Yeah.
And early afternoon was going to the Fighters Guild, signing up, paying our dues, and then learning how to do these really cool moves. And correct me if I'm wrong, but to my understanding, the instructor who was teaching it was like a qualified like martial artist.
That makes sense.
Who took, as far as that I'm aware of, who that was actually like his day job, was like teaching martial arts and instructions like self-defense and all that.
Okay.
To people. So it was really cool getting like his expertise and showing us how to almost like tumble and take somebody down like without injuring them or injuring yourself. That was really cool. The shield break class seemed pretty intense.
It was fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
did
was
like
fun.
the shield break class.
That's where I met a good friend from Red Camp who I practiced with. His name is Shaw. He was the Red's gatekeeper, and we just had some really cool practicing. He had the biggest sword I've ever seen. Like
One of
anime
those
style.
Buster swords.
Yeah, big sword. So we had some nice practice. But we ended up after the class, shield break class, kind of went down, and we were like, oh yeah, like Shadow rated silver. They took their banner, and it was like, oh okay, everything's kind of calm now. And then I remember, I think me and Connor were kind of going around hanging out because we were done.
We were eating lunch.
And then we were eating lunch.
Yeah, we were finishing up lunch when, like, Braddock, who was one of, like, the sub-lieutenants for Blue, like, ran up. He's like, there's a fight going on.
We're being
sieged.
We need you guys now.
Yeah, that was right when Mike and Joe had showed up and, like, just ordered their lunch. And
Yeah, we sat down with our Asian food. I got, like, meat on a stick.
Yeah.
Like a shish kebab or something.
Yep.
And
then you guys
it was
just
like, we just bought our food.
Yeah,
so you
just
two ran down.
Yeah, we ran down with
Lieutenant
Braddock, which was interesting because I guess that, like, it was Green that was sieging us.
Green was sieging us.
And like they'd made a deal, I guess, with us that like, hey, they were going to disengage and leave with their wounded and everything. Like they'd had enough, I guess.
Yeah.
But so what ended up happening is we kind of like
we cut through like
zoinked into their field hospital, but they didn't realize that we weren't Green.
No, they didn't.
Because
you guys cut through the woods.
Yeah, we cut through the woods with Braddock. So it led to this awkward moment where we were standing in the field hospital and like we didn't know if we should be attacking them or not because it looked like they were leaving, so we didn't really know like what was going on. And that one guy actually...
He thought... Because I was wearing this and I have Green and I had the elf ears and there was a number of elves on Green's camp and I come up with the glaive and he's like, got good reinforcements. He's like, Blue's right here. Start helping me get these guys. I'm like, I'm on Blue camp. Sorry, man. I just kind of stepped forward and then they're like, all right, we're pulling out. And then that's when they just scattered after that.
Yeah, we kind of gave him a nice kick on the way out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he was like, really? I'm like, yeah. Get out of here. Yep.
Yeah, Dorian and Fen like missed it completely. I inhaled my meat on a stick.
You guys came down pretty quickly.
When we got down there, they were all leaving.
Yeah, we're like, what happened? What happened? And they're like, I was actually really disappointed because I kind of wanted to participate in a defensive siege, but it was cool that it almost happened.
Yeah. Well, what I eventually want to do is like, I would love it if so much like if Blue Camp was being sieged and we got there a little earlier and they were still like ramming the gates and we just come out of nowhere and just start
try to get the ram,
from the side.
You'd probably die about.
Yeah, you'd probably die.
But it'd be so cool.
Oh yeah.
But like,
you know what I mean?
Probably like an hour after that's when the big siege happened.
Yeah.
Oh, the big siege.
Because we caught wind of that. I forget how that happened.
So basically, Red and Green and Silver were going after Shadow because they had the two flags at that point were like the top dogs in the contest up to there, and it went on for hours. Like I think it was like over 2 hours, wasn't it? By the time it was.
Well, Blue came up and helped.
Yeah, we came up and helped and died
and died.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we caught wind of that, and then we threw on our armor. The drums started up, and we went out as a little troop. And
we didn't have the entire Blue Camp, but we had a good number still.
Yeah, because people were still in classes.
Yeah.
Namely, our mages.
Yeah, we had no mages.
That was Blue's. That was Blue's biggest like deficit, I think, militarily the entire fest. Is it felt like all of our spellcasters were in class most of the time.
At least those moments that would have been pretty clutch to have a couple mages on the field. They were really great in the final battle.
Yeah, they were really good to have for sure.
Yeah, but at least that one in particular, I don't recall.
I don't think we had any. Yeah,
being in that little skirmish. Yeah, because we showed up to the field. I had full plate, and I just learned knockdown, and I was super excited to use it. I had my shield and my longsword, and we were there, just kind of on the edge of the field, kind of assessing the situation. Like Shadow's gate was still shut. They were banging on it, and we're like, "What do we do? Do we attack the rear of the enemy that's attacking Shadow, or do we just hang back?" And eventually, they saw us behind them.
They saw us and just attacked us.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and like because we went, I was like, "Oh, guys, we gotta stick together," but that quickly fell apart. Like we had a shield wall.
It was a little bit back and forth. It was a little bit back and forth to start.
At the start.
Yeah.
And then, well, that's all I remember.
Yeah. I got. Yeah. Well, like I remember, like the first push up at the shield wall, I got somebody else used knockdown on me, so I got knocked down. That broke a hole in the wall, so like we kind of like got separated. And
we kind of split into like two separate groups almost.
Yeah, I got hit by an arrow and another arrow, and then somebody broke my shield, so I set that aside, and then I just went down, I think, by another arrow.
Yeah.
And
I remember going down, and then right as I went down, those chain of events happened to you, and that's...
because like there's some like almost like Aztec inspired warriors.
Yeah, he got a good hit
from-
on.
they
They
were
were good hit on me.
Were like
Yeah.
going crazy, and then like I got dragged over to our little field hospital. I got healed a little bit, and then they put me back up. At that point, our line was able to push them back a little bit. So I was charging. There was some scattered enemies that I engaged with. Yeah, and then I think that's when the werewolf arrived on the field.
Oh my gosh, the werewolf arrived. Yeah,
and then we all died except you.
no, I died in that too. That first.
Well, you died after all of us, though. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I died to an arrow.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, because all I remember, the last thing I remember is being engaged with somebody. I don't know what camp they were from, and then I just hear like a roar from behind and like these claws raking across my back, and then I fall to my knees and I look. And yeah, it's like this giant werewolf like going around desiccating our scattered members.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
We all died by each other though somehow. We
were
laid
all like
down.
in a group.
We literally
dead.
just
Yeah.
lied,
Yeah.
and we're like, hey.
That was kind of cool. Like I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think?
And then we went to the long wait for Limbus,
Yeah.
which we will not talk about what happens in Limbus because that is taboo.
Yeah,
But,
because at Drachenfest, when a character, when you drop to, I think 0 hit points, you can, I think, get up and get
after like 5 minutes if you're still sitting there.
Yeah, you can get up and actually stumble back to your field hospital to get healed. But if you get coup de grace, then executed, killing blow,
Or if you just feel like it.
or if you just feel like it,
or if
Yeah.
nobody comes up to help you,
or if nobody comes up to help you. That's right. Like you can't just get up on your own.
you have to. I
Yeah, you
believe
have to
you
have
need
somebody
somebody to
to-
kind of
yeah.
like bring you along.
But I think it was if you're at 0 for like 5 minutes and nobody comes up, I think you can
It's
get
like
up.
You
5
can
to 10
stand up
minutes.
and you can stumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to get stepped on too.
Yeah, you're also allowed to at any
Yeah,
time
at
you can
any
move out of
time.
the way.
Yeah,
that's
like
that's
if it's a
allowed.
dangerous situation, you go down. Get
Like,
out. From
I
the-
ha-
If you
had
go
to
down
do
in the
that.
middle of the melee and there's dudes stomping around everywhere.
That's exactly what happened to
The
me,
refs
yeah.
will call you and get you to move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Every
just
time
knew-
we had combat, refs were on it. You know.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
refs
they
are
were real sharp.
Super safety
Yeah.
conscious. Amazing job.
Yeah. I went down initially, and I remember just like I knew I had to move, so I was like, "All right, I'm gonna just crawl away," and I just like literally just like shimmied away. Because I was in the middle of combat, I was fighting somebody, and then arrow, and I'm like, "That's all my HP." And I'm like, "Okay," and then just like I remember you guys were still up barely, and then I was like, "I gotta move, they're pushing," so I just shimmied back. I left all my weapons, and then it was nice. Everybody was really nice. Like somebody grabbed my weapons and like put them on my body and. It was cool.
Yep. But then
Then we went to Limbus. Yeah, Limbus is like the test almost to see if
You're
you're
about to say more. I'm gonna say quiet.
to see if your soul makes it back to your essentially if you respawn back at camp.
yeah.
So you go to this place, Limbus. The gates, and like
everybody who works at Limbus is super cool.
yeah,
It's worth seeing at least once.
that's it. That's all we're gonna say.
Yep.
Go to Limbus
Yeah.
at least once if you have the opportunity.
I-
It's a time.
I will say that when
It's
there's
a
large
time.
battles going on there, though, that the wait for Limbus can be quite long. We were probably there like an hour and a half the first time, I think, in line. But need like some elevator.
If you're gonna
music,
die,
like,
die early.
Like, the thing out.
So you get first in line.
Yeah, that's the other thing because Limbus closes when the sun goes down. I think, right?
Yeah, there's no Limbus like. At some
So
point
if
in
you
the evening.
die after the sun goes down, you kind of have to like wait until tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Like,
your spirit goes back to camp.
Yeah.
and
Floating
you,
around.
and you can
You
have
can
your,
still, yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
and then but you have to go. It gets sucked to Limbus as soon as it opens in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's we do have to say like there. Yeah.
That we really can't talk about. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something that's not as spoilery, but
Nope.
I'm
That,
not,
you,
I'm
you don't want to tread anywhere
can't,
near
not
that
even
line.
gonna say it.
That is.
not even gonna say it.
they're
Go
both-
to Limbus
It's,
if you get the chance.
we want you.
Yeah.
So we woke up next morning.
Well, no. Well, we woke up and we respawned in camp.
Yeah.
You don't remember anything.
Yeah, you don't remember what 5 minutes before
5
going
minutes
to the
before, I
Limbus?
believe. It's in the
You're
rules.
And
It's in the
then,
rules.
and then, yeah, you don't remember anything that happens in the Limbus. What stays there stays there.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, but even after you respawn, you're not allowed to participate in combat or anything. It's
for like a
it's
half hour.
it's
an
like- I
hour,
think an hour.
Yeah, it's like
It's
the
in the rules.
death sickness.
Yeah, because
you're-
naturally coming back to life is kind of not great for your.
Yeah.
Or if you're a
your
magic
stamina.
creature,
Yeah.
you need haste.
And plus, at that time, you're exhausted. At least I was. I was exhausted, kind of burnt out a little bit. So I
Yeah.
was like, I need to recuperate a little bit in camp, anyways. So, at that time, we were kind of just bumming around camp, and is that when we caught word that?
Yeah, it was later in the evening. It was like at the party that night.
No, well,
No.
yes, yeah, you're right about that, I think. But while we were chilling, there was they announced the Bard competition.
Oh yeah, so we went up for that.
Yeah, which was really fun.
Oh yeah, the bar competition was awesome.
Yeah, because it was nice. Because like we just got done fighting and dying and doing all that stuff, and then we're
Wish I'd
like,
been there.
Also, shout out to the bookie who was at every single contest that you could place bets with him for everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. But yeah, they had this contest
Did you win
where
Oh yeah, I won money. I lost money. I bet on blue every time, and
Lost on blue every time.
no. we won
Blue
we won the
did really
champion
well.
contest on Friday. That got me actually a couple silver. That
On
was
what contest?
the champion
Yeah.
fighting
the Fighters
contest.
Guild
Yep.
contest,
Yeah.
tournament.
But we all, blue had strong contenders in like every contest that I saw, with the exception of the summoning circle, like the magic ritual contest.
I don't think we really.
No, the only two groups that were involved with that were silver and green won, I think. Because I watched the whole thing. They were the only two that were down there.
I thought silver had. You said silver and green.
Yeah, silver and green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were the two that were in the competition. Because that was the other thing, because you guys also did the sports thing. Was that Thursday or was that Friday?
I think it was Friday.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to Friday. We just need to finish Thursday first.
Yep. Okay. So Thursday we watched the Bard competition. That was a lot of fun. Like
A lot of good performers.
people got up there, sang songs, did ditties, and if like they were taking too long, then the troll on stage would scare them off if they went over their
Was
time.
it a troll or an
I
orc?
thought it was an orc, yeah.
No, he's a troll.
That was a troll?
Oh, he's
Okay.
a troll.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty cool.
That makes a lot more sense.
I think it's
now, though.
Og or Oog or something.
Yeah, he had a pretty good ditty there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
at one
It's like
point.
there was like a little brief pause where like the next person wasn't ready, so we're like sing, yeah, and he got up and like sang a shanty.
Yeah, he was
and,
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I'd vote for him, but
The
yeah,
grass smells like poop, and I don't like to scoop. No.
yep. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I don't think that.
Hoop de doop de doop.
I wasn't there.
No, it was
so-
actually good. I can't remember what it was, but
All right, you're banned from all Bard competitions now.
That's why. That's why I'm not a bard.
permaband.
Permabanned.
I'm not a bard.
I think Shadow won.
Yes.
The Bard. Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, one of the people. From
We
there.
got a little nice thing from the museum from the Bard competition.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did we get?
Oh, we got some. Apparently, somebody during the Bard competition presented somebody else with a letter, and then we got that letter in the museum along with a music box from the winner.
Oh wow,
Oh,
Oh, that's right. We did.
sick.
Yep.
You would know as the curator.
Did they pick that
It
up, or
was
is
the
that still in our
whistle. It was
inventory?
the whistled thing.
Yeah,
I think.
I believe it's still in the box with all the museum supplies.
Oh, cool.
Yep, down the labyrinth.
Yep.
The labyrinth.
Yep, my basement.
Let's
Let's try to make it a little whimsical, you know.
Smack that baby. Make him pee.
No, that's not how that song goes either.
Stop.
Why are all your songs like weird?
Because when I was young, that's how I thought they were sung.
Thanks, David Bowie.
That tracks.
Yep.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
The arms of an angel. We're so far off. Okay.
Okay,
Nothing
after-
else happened Thursday.
After the bardic, nothing really did.
Yes. No, things did happen.
Things did happen Thursday.
Well, we found out about the skeleton.
Cassandra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shadow also had a plastic skeleton. Her name is Cassandra. I don't know why I said was. She's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deceased though they are.
Deceased though they are.
Deceased in matrimony.
Yeah. So we caught word that Shadow Camp also had a skeleton. I think originally the players were just bringing it as a prop, like here's a skeleton that we have.
Yeah. So Shadow brought a skeleton.
Shadow also turns out had a skeleton, and some of the fine folk over there were like, "Hey, our skeleton is also in the same predicament. She used to be able to move and animate back in her home world, but now coming into the Drachenlands, can't move, unanimated. We don't know what's going on. It'd be cool if they would meet." you know? And then some were like, well, maybe there's something we could do, you know? What's a powerful spell or ritual that could happen to maybe set them free? And everybody's like, oh, marriage! And we're like, our boy, Edgar, we can't just like get him like shipped off like right out the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
So we're like, we can't just ship him, you know? Like that may do it. You know, that the bonds, like marriage is a powerful thing. And the magic of marriage and eternal love could potentially break whatever spell is holding him and bring him back to his animated state. Mm-hmm. So we're like, maybe that could work, but Khadgar would not have felt comfortable just doing that to my buddy's lifeless corpse, you know? So it's like, if we could get some sort of consent, that would be nice. And that's like all I had to play with that. I don't know.
It was mostly all you.
I didn't set up the ritual for consent.
No, because me and you talked to Eros about it.
Yeah, you guys talked to Eros about it.
And that was Thursday night too.
That was Thursday night.
One of the
Yeah, Thursday evening we had that.
Yes, and then Eros is one of our mages. He and a couple others, I think Nyx.
Yep, I believe Nyx was involved,
and a few other folk. Yeah, they went to our ref, and they're like, "Can we do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. You just gotta see what happens." So they brought a number of components, and we took Edgar out to our ritual circle on the peninsula. Mm-hmm. It's like reaching twilight at this point. This is like one of the coolest like moments, like atmospheric moments that I remember. Is because it started to drizzle.
Started drizzling.
Yeah, so I'm holding Edgar in my arms, and like you guys, like we all have the cloaks that I made for us.
Yep.
Like the waterproof cloaks. We had like our hoods up, and I held Edgar in my arms, and we're just standing there. Like we had the lanterns like this holding, and it's approaching twilight. It's starting to drizzle out on the lake. You could see the droplets.
That was
and like the mist almost like rolling in. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And we like slowly process out onto the peninsula.
I think Fenris joined us.
Yeah, a number of people.
Yeah,
yep.
there were a number of people who were watching.
There's mages and a number of people.
Yeah.
Even though it was down point, which was really cool. Everybody was
hanging out.
Yeah.
And the mages led everything. They just told us what to do. We laid Edgar in the circle, and they kind of took it from there. They kind of called out to his spirit to see if they could even reach him, and they did. Edgar was able to provide his consent in the end. The refs gave us a thumbs up because our role play was absolutely phenomenal. And
if you do say so yourself,
I do.
Oh wait, that's right. Because we were there, and then the ref, they were just there, and they looked at the refs as like, ding. It was like,
yep.
Okay,
all right,
let's go inside now.
It worked. Yeah, and then like we took Edgar, and at that point, we were like, well, he should meet Cassandra, right?
Yep.
And maybe go out on a date. So we dressed him up, or I think just threw another cloak on him.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was like raining still, and we
headed up to Shadow.
Yeah, we carried him over to Shadow Camp to meet his potential bride-to-be. And they had a little pavilion set up. They had Cassandra kind of sitting in a chair. What did we bring?
We brought alcohol, didn't we?
Yeah, we brought a bottle of wine because we stocked alcohol pretty heavily because again we didn't know what the camping situation was going to be, and most of that we ended up donating to the camp bar throughout the fest.
Yep.
Like there was like a small like decanter I think we kept in reserve of like some old fashioned or something, but we had a bottle of wine. We ended up taking that to them and as a betrothal present. And,
Well, just a date. We didn't know how
it was
things
a
were
little
gonna go.
unofficial first.
Yeah, but we took him over and we brought the wine. We chatted with the people who brought Cassandra.
Yep.
And they seemed like quite fun.
They seemed like
amidst like
and you spent more time with them than any of us did.
Yeah.
So you could probably speak more to that.
Where's Joe? I don't know. How about Shadow?
I love Shadow Camp. It's like walking.
It's real cool.
Like
it's so
it's
cool.
like walking into like Spirit Halloween with like all the decorations.
Where's Joe? It's at Shadow. It probably
But,
reminds
like,
me of
way
Innistrad or
cooler.
something. That's why he's over there.
What's that?
Probably reminds him of Innistrad.
Oh,
Probably why it's
honestly.
Oh my word.
But yeah, they gave me this cool little charm.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
had it. Yeah, I got mine here.
Yeah.
Mine's
just
somewhat
skull.
I don't have mine
hanging
on me,
around.
but yeah, I got one too. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Everyone was very
And then
nice.
we were like, all right, Edgar, we'll see you in the morning. You did spend the night over in the camp. I mean, they're dead, so what are they gonna do? But yeah, and then you stayed for a little bit to chat it up, I think.
I talked with them for a little while.
Yep. But I was pretty tired at that point, and I went back. My social battery was quickly running out.
Yeah, and I think that was just another night of drinking in camp. I don't think we really went out and did anything.
Yeah, I think I went to bed kind of early too.
Yeah, I think we followed probably like an hour later because I think you and me were kind of hanging out. But,
Yeah.
That's right. I forget.
Because we were like just sitting at the fire pit. Yeah, Thursday night.
Yeah.
Were we at the gate talking for a while?
Yeah,
too?
we were sitting with the gate guards, and that's when we got like the mead and like
Yeah.
Well, this whole time Zim was with us. Yeah.
Zim tagged along too.
Yeah, Zim was great.
We met a player from Green.
Yeah, when we were in line checking in, like on
checking
Tuesday.
in from the very start.
Yeah, and we kept running into them.
That was when we went back up for, I think,
the
Wednesday.
coins on Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
yeah.
Yeah.
But we kept running into them throughout the fest. They were like one of the few people that we knew very well outside of the camp.
Yeah, Zim was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I think we were playing like Liar's Dice or something, and then like Zim was there, and when we carried Edgar up to Shadow,
Zim,
or no, we met Zim on the way. Like
They were
gate.
going.
They're like, "Hey, what's going on?" Oh, we're just taking our skeleton on a date. So like,
Zim got to be the non-aligned signatory of our
the neutral third party. Yeah.
the
contract, the marriage contract, or whatever.
the betrothal contract.
Yeah.
yeah,
That was cool.
Which also, Edgar has the distinction of being the first player to get married in game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Edgar and Cassandra.
yeah.
So it's the first marriage contract. It's up in the archive for Drachenfest for perpetuity.
Mm-hmm. Yep, up in the archive. It'll be there next year if anyone wants to go look at it.
Yep, it'll be there next year. 10 years from now, it'll be.
Yeah, it's really cool. But so that happened Thursday night. Left him on his date. We're like, we'll get you in the morning, and then went to bed. Eventually, you came to bed too after all the stuff went down. Yeah, woke up Friday.